Okay, let's go live from Saltcity Racing. We look a little small down the corner, gentlemen. Kyler, how you doing out in Dodge City, buddy?
Good, man. How are you guys doing today?
Well, I'm pretty good, other than our screen just went blank on us. Now then we're back. Okay, we all should be up and going again, I think.
Lost our we lost our virtual background, so now we're just green.
Well, let me get Gus back in here again. What happened to our background? And we'll get Gus back in here and get us from being green. God dang it. Okay, so anyway, we'll be green for a little bit till we get Gus back here and figure out what the heck happened to our background and everything else too. So something shut down, went away. Nick, you going to play with it and try to figure it out?
Well, we'll attempt to fix it here.
Gus is in this.
Gus is in the house.
It went blank, Gus, and went back. So everybody, hey, thanks for hanging to us so we get rid of the green screen, and we'll be back here in live in just a second. And there it is. Won't click. So anyway, let's get going with the show. Kyler, how's everything in Dodge City?
Good. We're getting everything outfitted again. We got our opening night underway, but still a lot of things that we're trying to do to get ready for the season and make better here at Dodge. We got a race on the 27th, the night after our season opener at Salt City, and with a micro race. So we got a bunch of little track work that we're doing and trying to make that premier.
Okay. Anyway, we were over at Hutch yesterday checking things out. Track's looking pretty good, and you and Scott got our loop all set up with a 100% loop now, not maybe just a temporary kind of a working kind of a situation. So appreciate you guys getting that all dialed in, ready to go. We've met with the sound system. You got them all dialed in too over there at Hutch, right, Kyler?
Yeah, everything's looking good on that end. We're going to have some premier sound, and we'll have a loop that works 110%. It had a little water in it, and the pipe was collapsed a little bit, so it worked. It just wasn't hitting 100%. And Scott, we pushed new PEX through the old line and ran it all, and we spent about 7 hours working on that last night.
That's good. Well, glad that's up and running. We got equipment's going to start getting delivered Monday morning. Of course, tomorrow we'll get a telehandler over there so we can start working on the walls, get the couple panels up we need to get put up. And Kyler, you want to do a bunch of stuff over there, moving some of the pylons. I guess you call them pylons or road blocks, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Move them around in the right spot, right?
Yeah, we're going to put a little kind of a little pit road there on the front straightaway, extra little barrier in between the track and then where the pit crews will sit there and watch the race, right there by the hot pit area. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do and get everything cleaned up. And they told me that they're going to come out and mow as soon as we get some things moved. So it's going to look good.
All right, Nick took down our sponsors.
Yeah, let's go back through the sponsors.
Let's get those guys. Thank that. We got our green screen back. Of course, Mike, we spent a lot of time on the phone with Mike Van Genderen on track prep. We got a whole long list of things we're going to start doing on Monday. Start track prep already that early in the week. From that part, I promised you guys we'd do everything in our power to make sure that this racetrack was ready to have a great racing surface for us. We drove around yesterday. It looks pretty good. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, man, I think it looks great. It's hard packed and it's smooth, and I just can't wait to get cars on it.
Yeah, Murphy Tractor Equipment, again, bringing the equipment back over, grader, sheets foot, and front loader for us to use over there. So Dan and Curtis, can't thank you guys enough for everything you're doing. Ross Richardson and John Richardson, Richard Brothers Construction. And, I wasn't going to do this, but I got to say, I saved you two yesterday. Nick was being shown how to drive a tractor by Kyler.
I'm not a farmer, but it's just some pedals and some levers and a steering wheel. I mean, it's not that hard.
And everybody, listen, I know you think it's funny, but I think it was real funny because I was going to post it out there on Facebook and show you what was going on over there. But
after next week, I will be a professional on that tractor, baby.
You did good.
Yeah, Richard Brothers Constructions for bringing out the big green tractor and all the partnerships they've helped us get. Of course, Ox Construction Materials, those are the guys that Mike and his crew and Andale Concrete and Evans are putting together to, if you drive over on the north side of the parking lot there in the camper section, you'll see the concrete walls laying there. We've got them poured, got them ready to go up. So, Mike, thank you for that. BG Products, of course, all the great partnership we have with BG. They're going to do a lot of stuff over there, too, with us. construction rental. They're in Salina, but they're moving to Hutch, and that's why they're trying to participate with us too to help us. They are going to put up some temporary lights on that back straightaway so we can light it up. We was over there last Monday, and the back straightaway does need a little bit of light and stuff. So, and also they're giving us a telehandler. Now, Kyler, I know Nick drove the green tractor, but can you drive a telehandler?
I can drive the heck out of a telehandler.
So we're headed to Salina tomorrow morning to pick up a telehandler to get it over there. Agri Center for help with all the side-by-sides they're bringing us and everything there from that part. And of course, Zener's helped us with all the electrical and in the new cool switches to turn the red, green, and yellow lights on.
That was a pretty cool switch.
You haven't seen that yet, have you, Kyler?
No, I have not.
Your flagman's going to be jealous. You're going to have one of those in Dodge, I think.
Yeah. No, I jumped up in the flag stand last night because I didn't know if it was left permanently, but it was removed. So, seeing that they got the light put up in turn 4 that was taken down for some reason, and it's all up and running. Everything looks like it's positioned right. Man, it's coming together real nice. We're about there, guys. We're on the home stretch.
We are. And of course, United Rentals bringing over the water truck. We're going to use a lot of water and stuff too. So, again, Monday will start putting some water and sheets put on the track. We'll grade it on Tuesday and Wednesday. And of course, sheets putting it the whole long way through there on that whole time and keeping water on it. And Mike will show up Thursday about noon. That's what I'm guessing. He'll take over track prep so we can get ready to go for practice. Thursday night. So we'll rattle off the people that have so far. We're going to have to close the practice schedule. Teams who can come race because of we got to be ready and prepared for Thursday night to go practice. And then, of course, Mike will be there on Friday to make sure the track is prepped again, too. So, gentlemen and ladies and racers and everybody racing, that we can have us a great facility and a great racetrack from that part, too. And what's next on our list?
Well, Kyler, what do you got going on? You got a swing this weekend with the URSS sprint cars. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So it'll be the first time we've been to Enid in, I think, 9 or 10 years. So looking forward to taking the URSS on the road for the first time this year under our new ownership and seeing what we can do. We're calling it the Sooner State Showdown. Friday night will be in Enid, starting at 7 o'clock, and then we'll move on to Longdale on Saturday for another 7 o'clock start time there at Longdale Speedway. So looking forward to it. I think we should have about 20 to 25 sprint cars the way it's looking. Any more than that's kind of a bonus, but Route 66 canceled this weekend already. So I think we've got some cars that are coming over from that. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
It'll be awesome. Two awesome racetracks and awesome sprint car series. So can't get better than that, can you?
No, I appreciate that. And it's going to be like I said, it's going to be a test to see how we do on the road with the new management. And I think everybody's 100% ready to go.
Yeah. Just think about how far we have come since the end of January when we got the keys to the racetrack in Hutchinson, what it looked like when we got there and what it is now and what it's going to be next Thursday when cars start showing up.
Yep. It's going to be fun, going to be exciting, and I can't wait for the racers to get on the racetrack. Can't wait to fill those stands up. And everybody, please, let's show this fair board they voted correctly to keep this racetrack moving forward. Let's fill those grandstands the first night. And Kyler, I want to go switch to you next about lineups. I know a lot of racers have asked us about lineups, what we're going to do there and stuff too, how we're going to line them up, what we're going to do. So kind of give us your rundown, how you want to lay that out and how that's going to work, buddy.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of thinking on how we can do this and be effective as far as our time line goes with everything, because that's a lot of transition time in between cars when you open up a gate, let cars out, let them in. So what we've decided we're going to do is we're going to bring the whole entire hobby stock class, for instance, out onto the infield, and we will stage. So heat race 1 and 3 will be in one line, and heat race 2 and 4 or whatever we may need to be in the second line. So we'll be able to push cars right off and get going. Now, once they're done, they don't have to stay in the infield until their whole class is done. What they'll do is the top 3 or 5, whatever the tech guy wants to do that night, we'll go across the scales, we'll put them on an exit road, and then they can exit while the gates open. And it's going to be, I think, the most effective way to get it done in a time frame that we're doing. And then on the outside, we'll have what they call the on-deck lane. I'll have some cones set up, and the next class can start getting ready to come out onto the infield as well.
Perfect. Anyway, racers also get registered on My Race Pass. We did learn something this week. Casey Joe Gimmel called us and said she couldn't register on the app, and that is correct. You cannot register on the app. You've actually got to go to a laptop or a PC or an iPad or something like that and get on the actual site of the My Race Pass to register on Salt City. We've got a good number of racers out there registered, and we're going to rattle off who's going to get the practice on Thursday. We're going to start somewhere 6-ish. Just kind of depends on when Mike gets there, how he's got the track prepped and where we're at. And we were to run to dusk, basically. And Kyler, I'd love to just put like 4 cars at a time, spread them clear out around that track so everybody can have a clear, free, open. Don't want to have any accidents or anything else on the practice night. Put 4 on, let them run. I don't know what you're thinking, 3 laps, 4 laps, maybe
3 laps, yeah.
Pull them off, bring another section out. And I think what we're going to do is let's do kind of practice how we're going to do the deal. Let's bring all the modifieds out, put them in the infield, run them 4 at a time. But I think we'll leave them all in until they're all done instead of run the gate in and out on practice. Then bring out all the B mods, let them run 4 at a time, and let them all run through again. And hopefully get 2 or 3 times so everybody can make some adjustments or do whatever you need to do, but also to give us a good chance to see how the track's going to hold up and give Mike a good feeling of how he feels about the racetrack. So, trying to think anything else. I'm going to go through a couple things that's on my mind about questions that have come to me personally, and also text in my own personal email and text and everything else too. A lot of people asking about the AMOD class because of the URSA rules and stuff. And what I've told everybody is if you're going to come run a USRA car, of course, you got to have the Hoosier tires, and we do have a lot of used Hoosiers that we'd be able to sell you if you'd like from that part. You must be on a pull bar. There's no lift arms going to be allowed. You're going to have a steel-headed motor, no aluminum head motors, and you're going to have to take your spoiler off to come race with us. And I don't know if I'm leaving anything else out, but that's kind of what I'm telling everybody, to kind of how to be fair and be competitive with everybody in the track from that standpoint. So, don't leave anything out there, Nick?
I don't think so.
And again, the B mods, you guys can put a 4-bell carb on and come run with us, but or leave it alone and put the Hoosiers on the car and take your spoiler off and come run with us. I'd love to have everybody. That's what we're trying to do, is put as many racers as we possibly can. And then Kyler, we're going to have to make some calls at the end of this first race and decide if the amount of race cars we have and amount of class we have, we want to bring on some more from that part. I hope we can.
Yeah, no, I think I think it's going to depend on how well we can all work together and mesh this first night on getting everybody into the infield at the right time. And if we have a couple stragglers, we're going to have to address what we're going to do at that point. But we we got to keep the transition smooth, or it's going to take too long throughout the night.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, a couple questions coming across my feed is there going to be spectators on practice night? Absolutely. I would love to, but my agreement that I have with the fair is no, it will not be open to spectators. It's going to be strictly race crews and teams, period. What I'd like to do is, as we bring the A-mods out on the racetrack, they can bring their crew in with 2 people, period, per crew. And so we can kind of practice up the hot pits, what we're going to do on the features and stuff too, but not open to spectators whatsoever. That's one of the rules the fair did not let me have. Open it to spectators. We're going to keep the front gates locked and that sort of thing too. I'm not charging for you to come practice either. From that part, we just want to get everybody used to the new surface and get used to what we have from that part. So I hope that any other questions over on the other side. Well, I guess let's clear the air. The Nationals, the Hutch Nationals, is going to be running Enid this year. So I'll clear that up real quick. It's not going to be in the Hutch. It's going to be at Enid from that part. Any other questions coming on my feed? I got nothing there. Okay. So we went through all the review, the procedures and everything. Kind of, you think good enough there? Racers, make sure you're getting registered on My Race Pass. Buy your pit pass in advance to save some time at the pit gate. Everybody get your ticket spot from that part. What else?
I think that's about it. So,
okay.
Got
any other questions? Keep them coming in the chat line. We can answer any of your questions you might have or whatever. I got a question from the other day. Am I getting excited about racing over there? And I'm very excited, but I'm also nervous. I want to make sure this is a great event for everybody. I want to talk to the racers in the drivers' meeting, talk to them about my ideas and things moving forward. I want to talk to the racers about how we want to perform and what we want to do over there. from that part. So we'll cover a lot of that stuff in the drivers' meeting. Kyler, you got to tip your tongue on what all the times are going to be next Friday.
Yep. So we want to have the drivers meeting at 6 o'clock, 6:15. We'll start hot laps, and at 6:55 we'll do the first heat race out on the racetrack.
Okay.
That's
6:55.
6:55.
Everybody should know you're in the
6:55.
Races are advertised to start at 7, but at 6:55, the first heat will roll out.
Okay, so let's go through. We'll post this up on the Facebook page. Who's all going to get the practice? Nick, you've got the list here of everybody that got on the deal, so I'm going to let you rattle that off. And please, if you cannot attend the practice session, for example, Casey Joe, she said she wanted to go, but she's had some conflicts come up. She can't. Casey Joe, I'm sorry. I'd love to have you there to practice, but if you can't make it, please let us know so we can count on who can and not be there so we can be prepared and ready to go. So,
okay, Casey Joe, but she's not going to go, but she is on the list. Mike Kleiman, sprint car, Aaron Rail, Tyler Fry, and I don't have this broken down by class, so it's just names. William Nusser, Jimmy Brozick, Gary Bradford, Tanner Tile, Kyle Weens, Sean Ward, Jeremy Hewish, Sean Allen Jr., Ryan Queering, Troy Gimmel, Ryan Green, Cole Schulte, TJ Kleiman, Alex Weens, Dion Pretty, Cody Williams, a.k.a. Meatloaf, right? Is that right?
Meatloaf, huh? Okay.
Yeah. Jeff Carroll, Chris Griffin, and then David Brown, Shannon Edwards, Chase Moore, Randy Wilson, the Miller boys, Craig and Scott, Ryan Carey, Peyton Burkhart, Lloyd Stover, Dwayne Warman, Dan Cruz, Jonathan Saliba, and Billy McBride. Both like that name, Billy McBride.
Okay. So anyway, we'll get that up posted on the Facebook, and we'll put it over on should we get on a webpage somewhere too, so people can see who can get the practice on the next Thursday. If I was in the race crew team, I would be there about 5 o'clock, depending on what happens. If Mike's got the track prepped a little early or whatever, we can get a few cars out on the track or whatever for that part two. Like I said, Mike's going to be there early on Thursday morning to get started. Of course, Kyler and Nick and I and Chris Sutton are going to be over there on the tractor and on the graders and everything else, going to give it a good wet down, get everything plugged in, ready to go, and get it prepped. I'm nervous. Are you, Nick?
I am a little nervous, yeah.
Kyler, are you?
I'd be
I've been nervous since day one, but I've really noticed in the last week your guys' attitudes are starting to change a little bit and get a little more nervous. And I promise you, it's going to be better come Saturday morning.
I think Gus, the IT guy over here, is nervous.
So anyway, I think we have any other chat lines in there. I can't see anything else on there. My chat line's been answered, that sort of thing. I hope everybody's been getting ready to go. Let's make sure that we fill these stands, make sure we got things ready to go. Everybody, please fill these stands. Let's show the fair board that this is the right thing, that this community wants to support this racetrack and keep it up, not just run it once a year. We need to run it at least once a month. And let's get through this first year. Let's get to October, where I can rock into October at the fair board meeting and show them the numbers, show them where they're at, and they'll be excited to say, yes, let's get this for another 3 or 5 year contract, and then look out, because then we've got a lot of exciting things we want to do with that racetrack and make things much funner and ready to go. So please, everybody, let's fill the stands and make it happen. Aaron Rail, fuel for practice. Nick, we can have a trailer for fuel.
Yeah, we'll have some over there.
Yep, Aaron, we'll have our parts trailer over there that Thursday night too, ready to go. Stocked up and ready to go for that part, so make sure that'll happen for you guys too. Yes, Mel Hamlin Ford Racing will have their parts trailer there full of everything you might need in case you need something. Hope you don't need anything, but if you do, we'll be there to take care of you. And yes, Aaron, we will have some fuel over there Thursday evening for you to run. So, Kyler, any last comments or anything?
Nope. I appreciate you guys, and I'm going to go finish outfitting my merchandise trailer for the RSS this weekend.
Need some Hoosier apparel?
We're going to stop by and get some Hoosier apparel on Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There you go.
Anyway, one last question pop up. Any plans for a rain out for this to happen? Well, that's kind of a touchy deal. There really is no rain out dates, Kevin. We basically got dates from the fair that says here's the only dates we had to race, so that's the dates you've got picked. It's going to be very hard to do any kind of rainouts or whatever. I hope we don't have any rainouts, because it still costs me to race if we don't have any rainouts, if we have a rainout. So pray to God we have sunshine at least 2 days before the race and doesn't rain on race day and stuff like that too, so we can get all these races in from that part. So Kevin, there's a possibility that we could work out a couple dates depending on what everything else is going on at the fair board. But we got into this thing so late this year, getting the approval in January, we didn't have the dates and times and everything that we wanted to have from that part. So hopefully, don't have any rainouts from that part. Anyway, let's. Any last comments, Kyler? Are you ready?
No, we're ready.
All right, guys. Nick, you ready?
Ready to go. Let's do it.
Anyway, any other questions, anything else before we head out of here and get going? Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And remember, let's fill those stands Friday night. Let's fill the pits and let's make this happen. Let's have fun over there. Most importantly, hey, let's go racing.
Are we still live?